And we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. I have with me all the way from Sheffield, the unbeaten super Tommy Frank. Tommy, how are you doing?
I'm very well, mate. How are you?
I'm fantastic and great to be talking to the super one, Tommy Frank. Tommy, how's training been going?
Training's been going fantastic. I know it's a bit of a cliche. I weren't really going to say anything else, to be honest, were I? But no, honestly, it's been going great. You know, I've had a great camp, and I'm just really excited now. You know, I'm just putting them last finishing touches on. It's probably like the hardest week. This, you know, once you've got this out of the way, you're starting to wind down next week and just your light sessions. I'm just raring to go now. So yeah, I can't wait.
Okay, I'll ask you something different because I could say, you know, how's your training camp being? As I said to Liam Cameron earlier, I could ask you those questions, but I'll ask you something different. What is something you've learned from the last training camp to this training camp, or you think an area you think you've improved in?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I just think, do you know what? Every fight, I'm sticking to the script because we've got a winning formula at SBC, and if it's not broke, why fix it? So I'm just sticking to the script, but I'm just finding we have the training camp. I'm just sort of finding that little bit more ingredient, you know, just to add to the mix.
Right.
It's just you know, it's changing a lot of things every time. You know, just little things like getting a bit more physio in after my sessions and things like that. You know, I work with a great physio called Lisa, LB Sports Therapy, and you know, she's a great physio. You know, and I've started, you know, getting a lot more resting because before, you know, when I first turned pro, I was obviously training full time. I was training, but then I was flitting about everywhere all day and seeing everyone. But now I train, I go home, you know, I get in bed. You know what I mean? I get that resting before my, you know, the next session. It's all about the next session when you're a pro boxer. So I think just little things like that I'm tweaking, and I'm just learning on the go, really. So yeah.
You referred to Lisa earlier on in her physiotherapy. Talk to me about her work with you, because I tried to get her on the show, and I hope she'll be on the show soon. She did say she'd agreed to the interview. So talk to me a bit more about Lisa, why you use her for physiotherapy, and what she does that other physiotherapists don't do.
Yeah, Lisa's been great. You know, she's a really nice woman to start with. You know, really easygoing and good to get on with, and she's really good at her job. You know, she sort of she don't just have one program that she does for everyone. She sort of caters for what you need, and she just started coming down the gym. And obviously she sees Sam. She started seeing some amateur lads at the gym, and you know, sorting them out with various problems that they had. And she, you know, I haven't really been to many physios, to be honest. I've only just started having some recovery work done. But you know, she's really good, and it does help because you know, it's like she said to me the other day, it's like having a car but not putting oil in it. You know, you can't be working it all the time. You've got to look after your body, because at the end of the day, I'm putting myself through, you know, 10-week camps. So my body's got to be right. My body's got to be, you know, healed and recovered.
Absolutely. Talk to me about the last fight you had, and now what did you take away from that fight, and what have you implemented in training to make sure there's an even more super Tommy Frank on Friday the 13th?
Yeah, I think looking back at my last fight, I think it was a good performance, but I'm very self-critical. Sometimes I can be a bit too self-critical, I think. For me, you know, there's always things that I can be working on, and there were a lot of things that I want to put right from that last fight. But like I said, I'm learning on the job. I'm working every day in the gym with Glenn and Matt, Mick and Les. And you know, it's just learning on the job and just tweaking the little things. You know, I just want to improve with every performance. You know, every fight that I have, I want to see an improvement in myself. And like I said, I don't think the last one were a bad one. You know, Glenn were happy with me. I won every round. I got the win. But I want to start making some statements now, England. You know, I really want to start making some statements. I don't just want to win. I want to win in style. I want people walking away from that venue on you know next Friday and saying, you know, that little super flyweight Tommy Frank, we're going to keep his eye on him. You know, he's good. So you know, I want to you know put them performances in there.
One person who had a lot to say about your performance, I'm sure you know the name. He said, Tommy Chadburn, he said that your performance was okay. You got a cut, but you know, at this level, you should be really tucking guys like that away. And if you can't get the likes of that guy away, then what chance you stand against him? I'm not going to go down that road yet, but I just want to say, but that's what he said. What's your thoughts on that, objectively?
That's fair enough, but I mean, as far as I know, he's not got anyone out there yet. So a bit hypocritical, really, isn't it? But I mean, to be honest, when I'm in that ring, I listen to what Glynn says. So I mean, in the fights I've had, if I've been winning them easy, yeah, I could blast them out there in the round. But what would I learn from that? So Glyn's been telling me to get the rounds under my belt and use these guys. You know, these are my learning fights. The more time I have in that squared circle, the better Tommy Frank's going to be. So I like taking up, you know, all the time I have in there to learn my craft. But I mean, you know, fair comment. I'm not really too bothered what he says, to be honest with you. But there you go.
Okay. So all right, let's do. We're talking about this fight you've got up now. It's on Free Sports, so that's the new Freeview channel that it's got Free Sports in it. Literally, that's going to be on Virgin, Freeview, Sky. Nobody has to pay to watch you fight. Literally on TV, as long as they've got a Freeview box. What does that do for Tommy Frank and his brand?
Do you know what? I'm very, very excited for that. I just think it's great. I think it's what British boxing needs. You know, it's all right boxing on Sky, you know, and big shows like that. But not everyone's got Sky, you know. So, and you know, on these big, you know, pay-per-view shows, not everyone wants to pay that. Not everyone can afford to pay that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I come from a working class family, you know, so. For free boxing, to be honest, especially, you know, the kind of show that's coming up next Friday, I think it's just brilliant. It's exactly what boxing needed. You know, and Dennis, you know, credit to Dennis, you know, he's obviously sorted that out, and now they're working together. So it can only be a good thing. It's all positive, you know, and it's only going to do me good because obviously I'm going to get an appearance, and more people are going to see what I'm all about. So I'm very excited to show what I'm all about.
I'm glad you mentioned the thing about being working class, because again, Mr. Chadburn said that you basically had things handed to you, you know, on a plate. So
well, he must be saying a lot about me. I haven't heard any of this either.
Yeah, he said it on the interview. The last he spoke to me, the last interview.
Oh, did he? Oh,
yes,
right.
that's the one you probably didn't tune into.
You mean that in like boxing things?
Well, yeah, that was what he meant. Yeah, kind of like, you know.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that in that sense.
I don't know. I wouldn't really say that. Would you? I don't know.
I don't. It's not for me to comment. I'm just asking the questions and just.
Yeah.
And because boxing fans, remember, I interview you, I interview many people, and sometimes if you get a cross conversation, I say, okay, did you realize that this person said this, or did you realize that person, as a cross reference? So it's not a case of like, it's just a case of just trying to find out, well, he said that, is that actually this? And obviously people who don't know you want to know where you're from. I mean, you know, from Tommy's point of view, he wants to get a fight with you, and you know, it all makes sense. All the rest of it, we've gone over it over and over again. So, you know, so when he says something,
I mean, you know. I mean, definitely, I think obviously he's after that fight, and you know, people like someone put on Twitter just before I came on, asking about this beef with Tommy Chadburn. I ain't got any beef with him at all. You know, I like the guy. You know, if I see him, I'd shake his hand and whatnot. I don't like his style. I don't like how he goes about, you know, things. You know, you know, every show I've been to, he's been there walking around with a pint in his hand and things like that, and swearing on interviews and things. And I mean, I'm not going to get too big headed or anything, but I'm sort of at that point now where you know, little kids in the gym, you know, they wanted me to sign things and have photos with me and things, and
yeah,
and you know, I'd hate to think that they're going home and watching an interview with me and I'm there like, you know, effing and jeffing on it. But you know, that's what he wants to do. He's after the fight with me. He wants it at 8-6, and to be honest with you, I don't see why we can't make it. I really don't.
ooh,
You know, I mean, you know, next year if we can sort something out. Obviously, I am boxing at super flyweight, but the beauty of being in the lower weight divisions is there's only 3 pounds in between them. So, and I mean, you see me, Ingram. I'm definitely not a small super flyweight.
you're not.
So I could easily box at bantamweight. I'm not boxing at bantamweight at the minute, but could we make it a one-off and box him at bantam for a central area, something like that, and then go down to super fly. There might be a central area super fly could pick up as well. You know, these are all options. So, well, I mean, yeah, I think he's boxing this Friday.
Yes.
And he's boxing a kid called Jordan Turner, I think, as well.
Yes.
I actually boxed him. On my second pro fight, and the kid comes to win. I mean, I won every round against him, but I think that was just because of my style. I just outboxed him. You know, I hope Tommy comes through. I really do. You know, I genuinely do. But personally, I think it's going to be an hard night for him. But you know, all the best to him. Hopefully, he can come through. And maybe next year we can sell some tickets and get it on. Why not?
That's it's interesting because from we first had this conversation to where we are now, there seems to be a bit more a lot more negotiable about this fight happening. And
yeah, do you know why?
Why?
Right, I would just letting things bubble, just nicely bubble away. You know, things were hotting up on Twitter and that, you know, and not really with me because I don't really do that on Twitter. It's not really what I'm about. But a lot of people, it got a lot of people talking. And you know, at first he said I'll box you super flyweight, and then he went away, and then he came back. No, I want it a bantamweight. So he would, you know, he was the one who were messing it about. So I thought, all right, I'll just play it cool a little bit, just let things bubble away nicely. But no, to be honest, if the fight can be made, it'd be daft not to make it because it's, for me, it's an 100% winnable fight. I think a lot of people would agree with that. I wouldn't take him lightly whatsoever. You know, he'd definitely be a threat, but I'd beat him. And I think, you know, it's a chance to get a good payday early on in my career. You know, it'd be a good selling fight. And like I said, you know, at the smaller weights, it's only 3 pounds between 8-3 and 8-6. So I could box him at bantamweight, down to super flyweight. So we'll see what we can do. But as regards to the beef, I've got nothing personal against him at all. I mean, he's the one that's sort of made it a bit personal. He said a few things about Glenn and my team that aren't really good, but listen, if that's the way he conducts his business, that's up to him.
Well, somebody's got to play the devil and somebody's got to play the angel in this. I guess.
Exactly.
It's a bit of a pantomime,
yeah,
but
I suppose so. It does sell the fight more if it happens. But only time will tell. But if you want, I mean, I've got an angel face, Ingram, so I might as well play the angel. I'll let him be the devil.
According to Russell Hartley, you should be part of a boy band with those looks.
Well, so I've heard. I don't think my voice would match up to that, but that's another story.
So by the time we've actually got round to this fight, should it be made, we'll have lots of sound bites, won't we, Tommy?
What's that mean?
Lots of sound bites. So we'll have little clips that we can have. What you said, what he said, what you said, what he said, back and forth.
Yeah. Why not? You know, if we can make that fight happen in the future, then you know, I'm sure, you know, you'd be all over it. I'm sure you would be. It'd be great. It really would. It'd be great. You know, and So yeah, I'd look forward to that definitely. You know, I spoke to Glyn about it. He says if it happens, it happens. You know, but I'm sure we could sort something out.
I think Tommy's ears must be now. He must be delighted to hear that now that there's.
Well, no, I said to him on Twitter a few weeks. You know, he tweeted me again, and I said, you know, good luck in your next fight. I'd concentrate on that for now because you know he's boxing a decent kid, like I said. But you know, if you come to it, and don't get me wrong, even if he lost on Friday, that wouldn't stop me from boxing him if we could. You know, I wouldn't say I'm not going to box you now because you've lost.
Okay, wait.
But you know,
real talk.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Real talk. If Tommy went out there and got real talk, if he went out there and got splattered by Turner, now he got beat by Turner, would you have a dig and say, "Aha, you should have focused on"? How would you respond to that?
Not at all. Not at all. I tell you what, if he loses on Friday, which I hope he doesn't, but if he does, 9 o'clock on Saturday morning, I'd tweet him and I'd just say, you know, this is the game we're in. Chin up. You know, it's not about losing. It's about how you come back. I wouldn't have a dig at him. No, not whatsoever. I'm not about that.
But he is focused so much on you or getting the fight with you that maybe his eyes are set on you and maybe not on the task, but he might come out flying and might put on a stupendous performance that makes people stand up and say, "Oi, let's get Tommy Frank next."
Yeah, definitely. I think that's exactly what he'll do. But that's all right. Like I said, you know, if we can sort something out for next year, I'm 100% up for the fight, and I will box him at bantamweight. You know, we'd have to have a sit down with Glyn, AJ, and Dennis. You know, and we'd sort it out definitely.
I believe he'll be there ringside for your fight, so he'll be his eyes.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, it seems like he's my #1 fan. To be honest with you, I'm getting a bit worried because I watched an old film the other night called Misery. I don't know if you've seen it. Right? No, I'm telling you now, right? Mick King, right? He suggested this film. I watched it. It's such a good film, Inga. Have you seen it?
I've seen it.
It's scary though, isn't it? It's scary. And you know what? The last thing I want is Chadburn on my front door trying to make me crash my car. I don't want it. But you know, that's another story.
Oh dear me, I tell you, when this if and when this fight happens, it's gonna be a fan favorite. I can tell. So, okay, so being on Free Sports, let's talk a bit about AJ Hobson, a man that has done a lot for you. Let's talk about him a bit and how pivotal he is to you and your career.
Do you know what I think AJ is brilliant. I think, you know, AJ and Dennis together.
Yes.
You know, I think what they've done with working with Sam and Glyn is brilliant. You know, I think you know, Glyn and Sam teamed up with AJ when, I don't know, after Sam's second fight or something like that. And obviously they've gone on to have, you know, really, you know, big fights and a lot of success. And you know, AJ's become a really good friend of mine. You know, he does a lot for me, and I know, you know, he rings me sometimes. You know, just to say, "Oh, I've been thinking about this," and so you can tell that he's really trying for me. Do you know what I mean? And that's really good. You know, to have someone, you know, who's thinking like that. You know, it's just surrounding yourself with good, positive people. You know, so but yeah, AJ is great. He's great at what he does. And I think he's going to, you know, continue to be great at what he does, and we've got a really good thing going. You know, Glyn, you know, obviously Glyn with Sam and me and Scott Westgarth, you know, and we're working with AJ and Dennis Hobson, and now Free Sport UK is on board. You know, what a team that is. It's going to be great. Fantastic.
While you're on the subject of Sam training Glyn. Earlier on this afternoon, I spoke to Liam Cameron, the challenger for the Commonwealth title. I'm sure you know who Liam Cameron is.
I do.
Liam said that, well, according to him and according to what he read in the newspapers, that Sam had a public bust up with Glyn, and he basically said Glyn was shouting in his ear, and he didn't want to listen to what Glyn had to say, and then he went to another gym, and then he came back. What's your take on the whole thing?
Yeah, right. To start with, when Sam, when Sam put that in the paper about his last fight, about he was sacking his corner team and all that.
Yes.
90% of the time, Sam talks absolute, you know what, right? I went on phone to Sam this morning, right?
Yeah.
I was talking to him on the phone, and I just point blank hung up on him because he were annoying me that much, right? And this happens on a daily basis. Sam don't even know what he's saying half the time. So I think when he put that in the paper, he didn't mean it seriously at all. Obviously, the guy who was interviewing him just sort of like jumped on it and ran. But he didn't mean that, whatsoever. And talking about Glyn and Sam falling, they fall like every day in gym, but by end of it, they're all loved up again. It's that sort of relationship. And about training at another gym, John Fuchs, he's running SBC 2. There's 2 SBCs. There's one at Hillsborough, obviously, the original Glyn's, and then John's got one up at Cleveland. And obviously, me and Sam are very good friends with John, but obviously with him being up there all the time, we don't get to see him as much as we'd like. So we nip up every now and again, do some pads, it's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. We get some good pads and we get to talk to John a bit. So that's all that is. It weren't a case of being out with Glyn tonight's training with Fuke, not at all. So I mean, but obviously Liam don't know that. This is just what Liam's heard. So, but yeah, it's not like that at all.
Okay, Liam Cameron is speaking very confident about this fight, saying he's done the right things. He's strong at the weight. He's so sharp and so ready for Sam Sheedy. Is Sam 100% focused on the job?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I know I probably said this every time you interview me about Sam, but it really is the best I've seen him. It genuinely is. He's miles ahead of where we were before the Rashid fight. And he trained really well for that as well. I just think every training camp, a bit like me, is finding that little bit more ingredients to add to the batch. He's coming up with some new things. And I've been watching him spar lately. I mean, he sparred yesterday. This guy called, what was his name now? JJ. Oh, I forgot his name. You remember Shane Erie?
Yes.
Shane Erie's son. They call him Kid Shamrock. His name is. His name's JJ something. I think Metcalf. That's it. JJ Metcalf.
Okay.
He came up to Glyn yesterday to spar with Sam. They did some quality rounds, and honestly, Sam, the times I've watched Sam spar, he's sort of in like that matrix zone sort of thing where he's standing right in the pocket, but he's just not getting hit with anything. His timing and his sharpness is just it's really something at the minute. And I think he's going to prove. He's definitely going to prove who the best middleweight in town is, definitely. And he's definitely not underestimating Liam, because Liam's a class kid, he really is. And I really like Liam, and I think Liam's been saying that he's going to retire if he loses to Sam, but I think he's talking silly there, because he's got a lot more to give. I think he's a really good kid.
Liam
and even
said that quote was taken out of context about him.
Right. Oh, okay. Right.
So he clarified that.
Well, I should imagine it will, because like I said, he's a really good kid. Even if he does lose to Sam, he could still go on and win major titles, because he's definitely got it in him. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great fight.
How much of a threat is Liam Cameron? Is he green? Is he amber? Or is he red? If you were going to say as a threat,
I think he's definitely red. I think he's definitely red. But on the same sheet of paper is made for Sam as well. So he is a threat to Sam, but he's also made for him. You know, he's the right. He is the style that Sam loves to box against. You know, tall, strong kid who's going to come at him with long arms. Sam loves that. You know, so yeah, I just think that, you know, Sam's going to show his best in this fight. I really do.
And Cameron's
I
made.
think, you know what, Ingram? I think, you know what, his last fight, I'm telling you, it weren't his last performance, but I don't think anybody expected that Rashid to be as tough as he was.
No.
And I think it'd give any middleweight nightmares. And, you know, it was just a bit freakish how it all happened. You know, he weighed in at like 10.7 day before, which were just insane. I don't know what happened with that. They must have got the weight wrong, or, you know, whatever. He were well heavier than Sam on the night. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
And I just think he was just one of them freaks. You know, he had that freakish power. And you know, I really do think it'd have caused the top middleweights nightmares. I really do. But he got that win and he got that title.
Liam said that he would rather have fought the African than gone to Australia.
Well, I mean, it's easy saying that, isn't it? But once you're in there, you know, it's a different story. So, you know, you don't know.
Okay, all right. Did you manage to see the fight between Hughie Fury and Joseph Parker?
Do you know, I didn't. I was a bit busy. I missed it. I've heard it was a bit of a robbery. That's what I've heard. But like I said, I've not seen any of the fight, Ingram, so you'll have to tell me a bit about it.
It depends. Some people believe that Hughie won the fight. He made Parker miss. He made him pay. Some of the criticism was that he was off the back foot and he didn't throw enough punches. But my argument is, well, he made Parker miss. He made him pay at times. He made Parker look stupid at times, and made at times Parker miss silly. He made him look an amateur at times. He could have thrown more punches, but it's what you like, really. I thought he outboxed him personally.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. You know what? It's what you like. And do you know what? Going back to Triple G and Canelo.
Exactly.
I mean, your jaw might drop when I said this, but when that final bell rang on that night,
yeah,
I thought Canelo had it.
That's what I said. That's what I said in my commentary.
I thought that Canelo did the cleaner work.
Yes.
I thought he landed the better shots, and I thought he beat him on the back foot.
That's what I thought.
For me, you can't just win a fight by going forward. You know, you can win a boxing match on the back foot by boxing.
Of course.
But again, it's what you like. Triple G is an amazing fighter. He's strong, and it's just his presence. You know, he's got that presence where just them little movements he does with his feet. You know, it's really, really good. And obviously that's what won him. Well, obviously it was a draw, but that's what people are seeing is Triple G should have won. It's his pressure. But like I said, on the night, and to be honest, I hadn't had a chance to watch the fight back yet. I am going to at some point, and I'll see what I think about it then. But on the night when the final bell rang, I had Canelo winning, only by maybe a round or two. That's it.
Yeah, I had it. I won 113, 115.
Yeah.
For Canelo.
That's it. But I mean, again, it's what you like, Ingram. You know.
It is.
So it's one of them things. I hope they get it on again. I saw something today. They ordered an immediate rematch.
They have. So WBC have ordered
that should be very interesting. You know, and I hope they do make it happen. Because me personally, if I were Canelo, although I'd probably think that I won the fight, it were a tough fight because he just keeps coming, Triple G. You know, he just keeps coming all night long.
Yep.
So I won't be looking forward to that again. But you know, that's the way boxing is.
Let's talk about yourself again. Let's talk about your sponsors and the people who have been behind you. Let's talk about them a moment.
Just, you know, I've got great people around me. You know, I'm very, you know, I really believe in you sort of attract to you what you are, sort of thing. I think if you're positive, you attract positive situations and people, and if you're negative, vice versa. And I just seem to be attracting a lot of people into my life that are wanting to help me. Some people are new, and some people I've had, since I was an amateur. And these sponsors, that, don't get me wrong. I mean, I think a lot of people, they think my life's a lot more glamorous than what it is, but I don't get a lot of money. I just get what I need to get by through the month and be able to train full time. That's it. I get money to buy my food. Obviously I've got my car with my sponsors on it. And they put fuel in that car, pay for my insurance, just little things like that, just to enable me to get by and be able to train full time. My sponsor, again, I'm going to give a quick shout out if that's all right.
Go ahead.
You got Nick Firth Tiles, CS Industries, Gary Siddon Civil Engineering, Tomar Engineering, and Innovation Alloys. And like I said, a few of them are fairly new. But most of them have been with me, a few years now. Especially Nick Firth. Nick Firth's been with me since I was an amateur. Nick Firth took me to Vegas when I was an amateur to train out there. I mean, I can remember being a 17-year-old kid. I went out to Vegas with Glyn and Matt and Nick and Nick. And obviously we were training in the gyms out in Vegas. And I don't know if you've heard it. Well, you will have heard of this gym, Johnny Taco Gym.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just, it's a spit and sawdust kind of place. You got little Mexicans, in there. It's just, full of men, and we were training in that gym, and Floyd Mayweather Senior were actually down there at the time. I think this was during one of the many times he weren't best pound with his son.
Right.
So he was training a few fighters down there. He had this little Mexican kid that were about my weight, so we agreed to do some sparring. So I was in this, this smelly old but brilliant gym in Johnny Taco's. You got me and Glyn and Matt in one corner, and then in opposite corner you got this little Mexican who wants to take my head off, and you got Floyd Mayweather Senior there. And I'm 17 years old, so just experiences, like that you just can't buy. Things you'll remember forever.
Wow, amazing. Actually, that's the same gym, I believe, at the moment.
Like I said, being a teenager, what
Go ahead.
Hello?
Tommy.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Yeah, you go ahead.
What? Glenn's just ringing, mate. Can you hear me, mate?
I can hear you.
All right, yeah, I've got you back. Glenn's just ringing, mate. Must know I'm doing this interview.
Yeah, it must do. Well, there you go. So, yeah, we're talking about Johnny Taco Gym, you said?
Yeah, Johnny Taco's gym, yeah.
That's the same gym at the moment where James Elabashir and I believe he's got all his, who we'll be talking to after you later. We'll be talking to him live from the gym. So that's exactly the gym he's in. So that's a world-class trainer.
That's interesting. That's great.
Yeah. So a lot of the top fighters are training there at the moment. So, yeah, I believe Staverne's training over there as well and a few other fighters. So, yeah. I think if I was,
I mean, Vegas is a great place for boxing.
It is,
and obviously it's heartbreaking what's just happened there.
Yes, of course.
My heart goes out to all SBC. Have been thinking about that and thoughts and prayers out to them victims and the families. It's just we watched the Mayweather Canelo fight at the Mandalay Bay. They have a big arena and they put the fights on there.
Yes.
But yeah, Vegas as a whole, it's a boxing capital, So to go out and to train out there at such a young age were unbelievable experience.
I've got a question to ask you from our supporters. They want to know who your favourite fighter is now and who your favourite fighter was back then.
Yeah, my favourite fighter it was Mayweather. Obviously, he's retired now, so I'd have to say, right now, probably Lomachenko. You know, I really like Lomachenko. I just love his style. I love his I love his philosophy. You know, to training, and you know, he's a bit like me. He don't like, you know, being out at the gym and things like that. He lives the fighter's life. So that's why I like him. And obviously, he's just a beast inside the ring. So yeah, so that's my present day. I'd have to say for my own time, it's got to be Sugar Ray Robinson.
Wow, that's my favourite.
I just really, I really admire him. I just thought, you know, the original pound for pound king, I think he is.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
I mean, Glenn loves Alec. You know, Glenn loves Muhammad Ali. He thinks he's the best of all time, and he is the greatest. Muhammad Ali is the greatest, but Muhammad Ali wasn't just boxing. Muhammad Ali was a world figure.
Yes.
You know, he's, you know, going to be remembered forever.
Yes.
It weren't just what he did inside the boxing ring. He was
he stood for outside.
a figure for the world.
Yes.
But you know, the original guy that was Sugar Ray Robinson.
That's my boy. I love Sugar Robinson.
Special fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still a great inspiration to me today. What he did for his community and his people, and he gave those people jobs that probably wouldn't have, you know, in today's day and age, that probably been like Floyd Mayweather opened up a community, a whole town, and then saying, right, everybody is in this town that's in my community, I'm going to provide jobs for. That's just unheard of today. So Ray Robinson is, I take my hat off to him. And as for,
I mean, it was completely different back then. You know,
yes.
they were, you know, fighting in them days. You know, in the gym, Glenn's got this picture, and it's got on it his full boxing record, every pro fight he had, and the guy would box. I think he did like 3 10-rounders in 1 month.
Wow.
You know, and two of them was against Jake LaMotta. So you imagine, right? You're boxing 3 10-rounders in 4 weeks, and 2 of them against Jake LaMotta.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? So that shows how special he was, and it was just different back then. They just didn't care back then, did they?
No, they didn't.
You know, there were no politics got in way. There were no there were no Twitter, there were no Facebook, there were none of that.
Yeah.
You know, they just focused. They wanted it, didn't they? You know, they wanted to put food on the table, but they just wanted it. You know, so it was a great era that. And as well, you know, Jake LaMotta, he passed away last week, didn't he?
He did.
The week before.
He did.
But I think he was in 95. So
yeah,
he
lived a good life. Lived a good life, and what a great fighter. So, rest in peace, Mr. LaMotta. And of course, everyone at BWTM shares our sentiments as well with those people over in Las Vegas. Terrible times. So we pray for them all. Just to close off, how do people get to contact you, Tommy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on Twitter at Super Tommy Frank. I'm on Facebook, Tommy Frank. Instagram, Tommy Frank 93. For the Twitter as well, I've only just started using Twitter really, so I need to get them followers up. So for everyone who's watching, just give me a quick follow on Twitter, and just don't get, you know, I'm just a normal lad living my dream. You know, I'm just trying to do something for myself. So you know, just try and get my name out there.
You're a normal lad until you get in the ring, then you become Super Tommy Frank.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's it.
Okay. Do you have a message for Mr. Chadburn before we finish?
Yeah, you know, good luck on Friday. You know, for his next fight. And like I said, you know, there's definitely no you know, animosity on my part. And if we can make the fight happen, we'll make it happen.
So basically, he said that if you want it, you can get it. So are you now confirming that if he wants it, he can get it as well now?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
So you're confirming that?
Yeah, Ingram, I am. Yeah. Ingram, you're loving this. You are absolutely all over this.
I'm not over it. I'm just, you know, it's like
you've got the biggest spoon in your hand and you're just stirring that pot pound. That's what you're doing. And you know what? I love it.
Listen, I mean, let's put it this way: you two guys, you both have something to say for yourselves. It's really good, and if both you out of it make a good bit of money, and you both end up nice and healthy and can go back to your families, and you've made yourself some good money as well, and the fans have got something out of it, and you both get something out of it afterwards, hey, why not?
That's exactly my view on it. Exactly, but I mean, it's not going to be too pretty for him, Ingram. If he wants it, you know, and we end up in that, it's not going to, you know, go down well for him. That's all I'm going to say.
Wow, that's gonna get Mr. Chadburn going again, I'm sure.
But you know what, right? You know what you've got to think is actually very smart with what he's doing, because, you know, at the end of the day, he's trying to make a bit of a name for himself on my back.
Right.
You know, he's calling me out on Twitter, you know, making a bit of noise. Because if he gets a fight with me for a Central Area title, no disrespect to him whatsoever, but that'd be like a world title fight for him, right? So, really, that's where he sees him. That's where he sees his peak. I think, you know, being fighting me for, let's say, a Central Area title. So you can't blame the kid. You know, you can't blame him. So, you know, I take my hat off to him. You know, trying to make a bit of noise. You know, using my name to do it. So, fair play. There you go.
This is getting more and more interesting as the time goes on.
You stir that pot down.
Me? I've just asked the questions. The fans want the answers too. I know. Of course. But I'm sure that this will continue. And hey, if you two guys get it on, I'm sure it's going to be a cracking fight, a little fight. And I think, who knows? It might even do more numbers than Sheedy Cameron. Now that would be something, wouldn't it?
Hey, it might do. Yeah.
Think about it. I mean, it's the one thing that's a shame that Tommy's not fighting the same night you're fighting.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, but I mean, you know, you can't help that.
That's a shame. Tommy Frank, once again, thank you so much for talking to BWTM Sports. It's a pleasure as always having you on the show, and we look forward to watching you in action on Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. Are you coming over for the fight, Ingram? Yeah?
I hope so. I hope so. I hope so.
I want to see you there, man. Come on.
Sounds good.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
You take care, champ. See you soon.
Thanks, man. Bye.
Thanks again. Bye-bye. So there you have it. Tommy Frank, the unbeaten Tommy Frank, as he prepares for the Friday the 13th live on Free Sports. Don't forget, live on Free Sports, a free-to-air channel on Freeview, Virgin Media, and Sky. Tommy Frank fights on the undercard of Sam Sheedy versus Liam Cameron for the Commonwealth Middleweight Championship. Don't miss it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. This is me, Ingram Jones. We're out of here. Take care.